Tuesday is primary day for voters across the country as we gear up for the general elections in November. Voters went to the polls in 4 states: New York, Colorado, South Carolina, and Utah. Republican primary races in some states will once again test the power of a Trump endorsement. The former president has endorsed at least 5 candidates on primary ballots, including Colorado Congresswoman Lauren Boebert and a candidate in Utah who is running to replace Senator Mitt Romney. In New York, the Democratic primary for the state's 16th congressional district could see an incumbent ousted. Progressive Congressman Jamal Bowman is up against the challenger who has the backing of some big spending super PACs. According to Ad Impact, nearly $25 million has been spent in that race, making it the most expensive House primary race in history. The majority of that money was spent in support of Bowman's challenger. CBS News congressional correspondent Scott MacFarlane is covering that race. He joins me now from inside the district in New Rochelle, New York. Scott, you cannot turn on a television set in this area without seeing an ad about this race, most of them anti-Jamal Bowman. Who is spending all this money and why?
Voters can't wait for the polls to close here in New York with the inundation of advertisements in their mailbox and on their TV sets. $25 million, Jeff, for a congressional primary, that's just bonkers. That is almost like monopoly money. And one of the reasons is that this has become a political proxy war over Israel's handling of the war in Gaza. Jamal Bowman has been among the most outspoken congressional critics of Benjamin Netanyahu. In so many words, he's called Netanyahu a maniac, and he's drawn equivalencies between the war and, in his words, a genocide. George Latimer, a household name in so much of this district as the Westchester County executive, has been fueled by millions of dollars in outside money from Jewish American political action committees who are concerned about Jamal Bowman. George Latimer also has the name recognition, the infrastructure in place to run a competitive campaign, and that's what we have. A $25 million primary, which, oh, by the way, Jeff, is happening in the congressional version of the high-rent district, the
Yes.
5-star steakhouse, the 5-star hotel, New York City, where everything is a little more expensive.
Is it just Israel, Scott, or are other issues coming into play here?
George Latimer told me today, as he was campaigning at a diner here in Westchester, that it's not the top thing he hears about when he goes door to door or when he talks with individual voters. They're still talking about pocketbook issues first. But the outside money is coming in and hinging itself on the issue of the war in Gaza. It's clearly motivating the outside donations. And as he went door to door himself in the Bronx today, Jamal Bowman used the phrase, it's money or many, saying George Latimer is beholden to deep-pocketed donors, but that Jamal Bowman has many, many supporters. We'll find out exactly how many at 9 p.m. when the polls close if he's facing an uphill fight against Latimer.
Scott, I also want to ask you about Utah. The Republican who wins Tuesday's Senate primary will more than likely be the one who replaces Mitt Romney. What are you watching for in that race?
There's a fascinating dynamic in that race, Jeff. Trump has endorsed a Republican candidate named Trent Staggs. Trent Staggs may not be the favorite. In Utah, all things Trump don't become all things Republican. There's a congressman named John Curtis who may have the support of the Nikki Haley wing of the Republican Party, those who are still voting for Nikki Haley in the primaries. Watch that race tonight to see if a Trump-endorsed candidate can still fail in the Republican Party of 2024.
Scott MacFarlane, as always, thank you very much.